The time is now 6:45, and I'll call the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting to order. We'll hear from Joe Harvey.
All right. Thank you for seeing me. You can see before you, I'm making a request to accept the bid from ShowPro LLC to install a motor system for our lighting rig that sits in front of the stage. Currently, it is what you refer to as dead hung, meaning it doesn't move at all. And to get to it, we currently have to rent a lift just to, and put a maintenance person on it, because I don't get on lifts, to get up to it. So that to do anything, to change a light, to move a light, even the slightest bit. So we put this out to bid, and we originally budgeted at about $59,000. We'd gotten a couple of quotes. The main one that we based it off of was a quote from Spectrum Sound out of Nashville. And then we also got some other quotes between this, but this was the only bid we received. And this one comes in about half of what we budgeted for, so that's a good thing.
That's always good.
And the reason for that is some of the other companies that we looked at, namely Spectrum and then another one based out of Greensboro, North Carolina, they were going to use custom-made motors and trusses, so it was that takes everything up really high dollar. Those are people who do things like one of the companies was the company that put together the curtain at the Grand Ole Opry. So that's a really specialized piece. Whereas what we're doing is literally just raising and lowering. We want to not have to rent a lift, and we want to keep people off of ladders. So that's the reason for this. And it gives us access to be able to change things up for future shows. The only kind of curveball that we have run into with it is because of where it is currently hung and some of the duct work, to get all the equipment in, we're going to have to move it back about 4 feet. So Tim from ShowPro didn't think that was going to be any kind of issue. But yes, that's the plan, and we're really excited about it. So if you've got any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer them now.
I'll make a motion that we approve this.
Okay, I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
We've had a lot of great shows recently down at the park here. We just had the Fabulous Thunderbirds this past weekend, and this coming weekend we have the Piano Men, which is celebrating the music of Elton John and Billy Joel. So if you like any kind of top 40 music, that pretty much covers the gamut. So feel free to come out to that. And then on Saturday, if you got a kid or a grandkid that needs a reward for how good they did on TCAP this week, bring them out to the Rock and Roar Dino show that we've got on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Nice short show. It's a puppet show with a little bit of multimedia stuff in it. It should be a good time. So we got a lot of good stuff going on down at the park, and we hope to see you there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Joe. If there's nothing else to come before the Parks and Rec Committee, we'll call our meeting adjourned.
Is it? I think it's 6:50, and I'll call the Streets and Sanitation Committee meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is to discuss the request to approve the bid from Sane Construction to construct and complete the Bobby Ray Wetland Park project.
Yes, we rebid this project out, and same was our lowest bid. We have previous history with them as well. I believe it comes to the Miller Center, so we have a history, and they're the lowest bid for us. It came in at $1.148 million. I talked to the CFO and the project manager regarding this. I said, we're going to have to bring that down below, $500,000, probably closer to $430,000, $450,000. He said, no problem, we'll work with you, we'll get that down, and we want to be your contractor. So I said, all right, then, you work with us and get that down, we have that history, you're looking, I'll make the recommendation. And that's why I do.
So are we going to get that in writing?
Well, the negotiation happens, and then once we be able to sit down at the table, but they seem more than willing to work with us and get it all done.
So I do see on here the hardscape, that's what you're mostly going to start working with, it's getting the price down.
Yeah, the hardscapes is pretty much the parking,
Okay.
everything like that, so we'll be able to remove the parking and things like that, and just put like loose gravel down, kind of for the parking for that area. And any kind of walking paths, instead of having concrete walking paths, there'll be more gravel, or just kind of open paths walking.
Okay. Because that looks like, that's a bulk of money right there.
It is, it's a chunk. It is a chunk.
You send them a plan for them to bid off of?
Yeah, they had
The
the
drawing.
construction documents and the drawings and everything, so that's how they came up with the figure for it.
Did they say when they could start?
They do not say when they could start, but they are on a hard deadline since this is grant money, so they have to finish it at a certain timeline, which it is before the end of the year.
It's before what?
The end of the year. Yeah. And they understand that as well. I'll relay that to you.
I'll make a motion to accept Sane's bid, along with them coming down to the amount of money that we need them to get under.
It's going full board, right?
Yes.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. There's nothing further.
I do have a question about the Potter Lane project.
Yes.
That seems to have come to a halt.
Yes. If you'd like to know more about that, I would recommend talking to our legal counsel
Okay.
furthermore about it.
Okay, thank you.
Something happened?
We'll talk about it later.
If there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned.
It's 7 o'clock. We will call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the McMinnville City Board of Mayor and Aldermen. At the conclusion of the meeting, we will call an executive session to discuss a couple of legal matters. If Libby and Samantha will stay afterwards. The first item on the agenda is roll call.
Sally Brock,
Present.
Deidre Dunlap,
Present.
Steve Harvey,
Here.
Rachel Kirby,
Here.
Carrie Morton,
Here.
Carrie Youngblood,
Here.
Mayor Chastain.
Present. Item 2 is the consent agenda that includes the minutes from the March 24th regular session. If there are no requests for additions, corrections, or deletions, we'll approve the consent agenda and the minutes as read.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Deidre Dunlap,
Second.
second by Ms. Carrie Morton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item 3 is recognition of visitors. If anyone wishes to address the board, please come to the podium and state your name for the record. Hearing none, item 4 is petitions. There are none. Item 5 is discussion items. Item 5A is a request for waiver of fees for the annual McMinnville Special Games 2026 event that is scheduled for May 9th at the Milner Recreation Center. Again, this is something we typically do for nonprofit and charitable organizations. I'll entertain a motion to approve their letter.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Sally Brock,
Second.
second by Ms. Rachel Kirby. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Item 5B is quarterly report from the Industrial Development Board. Chair recognizes Wendy Sneed.
Evening, everyone. You shall have my quarterly report. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer those.
Any highlights you want to give us?
There's been a lot happening here lately. So I will mention Opportunity Zone meetings. Currently, the way that the Opportunity Zone and funding is set, we had not had any census tracts within the city limits that were eligible. We have one that's out the Morrison-Biola area. The new map, we're currently reviewing census tracts. I believe we have 5 that will be eligible, so we're working with Executive Bail to submit letters to the governor's office to request those census tracts be added to the Opportunity Zone Fund, which will start the map in 2027. So that will allow any projects that come into community to pull down from that fund that helps with the capital stack if they don't have enough funding. But there are 2 or 3 tracts that we are very interested in getting added, and that would be city limits down towards the Depot Bottom area, the Morrison Street area, and there's some others that we're looking at. We're trying to put a priority level on those. So that's really big right now. And then our revision report, which was our strategy work that we did with TVA and the group out of Florida, we've got that report back. So we're beginning work with that. Of course, one of the big things we'll be doing first is bidding out for a new website and branding on our economic development portion. So that'll be a lot of stuff coming up. And then our next quarterly industry luncheon will be April 29th. We are planning to have it at the admin building, and we'll be talking about emergency preparedness with some of our industries across the community. Oh, one other big thing. So I know the city had applied for the Brownfield redevelopment grant. We had worked on that together. And then the IDB, we were awarded $367,000 on that for 5 different parcels. So we've begun work with the engineering department with getting that started. Really good.
All right. Anybody have anything? Thank you. Item 6 is action items. Item 6A is the approval of cancellation of TDOT grant projects from 2015 and 17. Nolan, you want to give us some context on this?
Yes, so these 2 TDOT projects were good ideas when they were awarded, but after years of delays, rising costs, and ongoing funding commitments, they're no longer efficient to execute them through the TDOT process. The first one is the Sparta Street Sidewalk Project. That was awarded in 2015. And the 2017 crosswalk, I forget what the grant is, but it's through TDOT. It's at the intersection of the bypass and Old Smithville and North Chancery. So each year we're required to have X amount of money in our budget tied up that we can't use for the match. This year it's $100,000. by canceling those projects, we can turn around and immediately invest that money in either those projects or other projects that we deem to be higher priority and do that. So just trying to, I feel like, and Lyndon could probably speak to this, in the next year or two, we could have the sidewalk project done along Sparta Street for a fraction of the cost. And the money that we have contributed thus far to the projects is not lost. We have engineering plans for both projects that we can use to proceed. It would be done through the TDOT local programs. We would execute those internally.
So we're not gonna lose any money? We are gonna lose some money.
The grant.
We lose the grant money we don't have yet.
That's right. But since the projects were awarded over 10 years ago, or, around 10 years ago, when we go to execute these projects, the cost that we thought they would be 10 years ago is obviously not the same. So I think it would be difficult to make those happen when they finally do get to where we can construct them.
But
If
we
we
had
do
a-
it in-house, we can do it much cheaper.
And I know
Of
that-
course, when you have a grant project, time and money just exponentially build on each other, and it ends up being not what you thought initially. And Sparta and Cookville had similar projects that they've also canceled recently, so.
We had to pay into that anyway. Didn't we have to pay in a certain amount? It's been so long ago.
Yeah, so there's a certain amount that we have paid thus far for each project, probably a 95-5 match. I think the information's in the packet.
I just was making sure that was the same thing I was remembering. We had to pay in a certain amount
Yeah.
anyway for that
So on the
project.
2015 project, we have paid $351,000, but we do expect TDOT to be sending us back $140,000 for reimbursement. So that's on the Sparta sidewalk project, so I think that's, $230,000 that we've paid since 2015. And then the other one, expenses to date are $71,000. And we have plans for both, so.
We got a little ahead of ourselves on the discussion. I need a motion to approve this cancellation.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Ms. Kara Youngblood,
Second.
second by Ms. Sally Brock. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Sally Brock,
Yes.
Deidre Dunlap,
Aye.
Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Rachel Kirby,
Yes.
Carrie Morton,
Yes.
Carrie Youngblood,
Yes.
Mayor Chastain.
Aye, motion passes. Item 7 is recognition of employees and departmental reports. If anybody has anything, come on up.
Just want to recognize our training officer, Captain Zach Fletcher. He applied for and was awarded a grant to the Tennessee State Fire Marshal's Office. It was just a shade under $28,000 for rescue equipment, rope rescue and swift water, but very little swift water equipment came with the grant, mostly ropes. But it's a zero match grant, so that's just free money to save. I'll let y'all know that.
It's great. Thank you.
Brenda Miller graduated from her CMFL program, so I'm excited to say all 3 of the accounting full-time staff downstairs have their certified municipal financial officer designation, and she's here at every board meeting, but you may have never met her. She's behind the scenes running, making sure Facebook and YouTube and all of that stuff is running. So if you see her, please let her know that she's doing a great job.
Thank you. Justin, nothing?
No.
So we have the Child Advocacy Gala this weekend. Soccer started last weekend. It was a huge success. We are hiring for lifeguards and getting the pool ready. We took a lot of pool reservations already, so a lot of pool parties coming up. So we're really excited. Baseball season's gonna kick up here in the next few weeks. So there's a lot of things happening in Parks and Rec. We're ready to rock and roll.
Awesome.
I think
Thank
you
you.
need, I think you need to tell Joe that he has to stay for that full board meeting every time he comes.
We were talking about that. You know, he makes a grand entrance and then he makes a grand exit at the same time.
Mr. Main, do you have anything for the board?
No.
Mr. Pearl? No. All right, we'll stand adjourned. Just a reminder, we do have to clear the boardroom for an executive session. Thank you all.